Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pink Sock Reacts. And today we are going to be reacting. I'm not sure if they got the full intro because it was being kind of laggy, but welcome to another edition of Pink Sock Reacts, where we talk about and discuss movies, music, whatever we decide to talk about. Today we're going to talk about Scream 6, which is the direct sequel to Scream 5. And Scream 5 was a direct sequel to 4, but it was also a direct sequel to Scream 1, kind of in a way.
You could say it's like a reboot of a reboot, a reboot of a reboot.
It's a sequel reboot of a
Secret.
series.
No, what was it? What was it before? Is it? It wasn't a sequel. It was like a.
Prequel.
Was it prequel?
No, prequel is before. I forget what they called it. They called it something in the last movie.
Yeah.
And
I can't even remember. But yeah, go ahead.
hold on one second. I got to turn my notifications off. I always forget. Anyway, Scream 6 takes place directly after Scream 5. Now, if you are not a traditional Scream watcher, you can still enjoy this movie if you watch Scream 5, but it's not got the same value because this one does cover a lot of the other movies.
Yes, it does, and it's the first one without Neve Campbell too.
Yep, it's the first one on Neve Campbell, but they do mention her in one scene where uh,
Courtney
Courtney,
Cox.
yeah, Courtney Cox's character, which her name is Gale Weathers. In the movie, Gale Weathers tells our main characters that Sidney Prescott is actually hiding out and is not coming to New York because she wants to pretty much take care of her kids and stuff and make sure they're all safe.
Well, it's funny is with this movie, even though because Sydney is, you know, the main character of these franchise,
Mhm.
um, I was surprisingly I was actually surprised at like how well received this movie got.
I love how amazing this movie was, and I think what made it great is they didn't ignore the fact that Sidney Prescott isn't in it.
Mm. You reckon in the because apparently Scream 7 will be in production in October this year, so should be out by next year sometime.
If they offer her enough money, I hope she returns.
I've
But it was kind of
yeah.
weird. Like we'll get into why Ghostface isn't targeting Nev in this particular movie, but it's weird that it is the first movie where Nev is not the main target.
I know, right?
Like it's
And
really
the opening scene was great with that chick
that
in the
fucking.
bar.
She's a film teacher for horror
Y-
movies.
Yep, and she's also she's Australian, an
Mhm.
Aussie. She was in Ready or Not.
Oh, awesome! What was really crazy about that scene though, that opening sequence we had, was the
Yeah,
fact she was a horror movie student and she went down a fucking dark alley and got murdered.
yeah, she got fucking stood up. She got stood up like so hard. Like and these things does happen, like, meeting somebody online and stuff like that, Like
I
you hear
was
stories about this.
like the Craigslist killer, for instance.
Mm,
But what was weird about that scene was I was sitting in the theaters with the girl that I was going with. We were sitting there, and she went into the dark alley, and we both said, "Go into the group of people in the fucking end of the alleyway and disappear while you're on the phone with this guy." And
yeah.
she didn't. She just she just stood there.
Yeah, but like um but I remember that scene when she got stabbed and gutted in the alleyway,
Mhm.
and then the killer went back to the hotel and they was actually talking to Ghostface himself. I thought like that was fucking easy to reveal the killer,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
I find it, and spoiler alert to anyone watching, if you want to watch Scream 6, please do not watch this unless you don't care about spoilers. It did reveal the killer, but what is weird is I knew who one of the killers was since the get-go. It was obvious.
Ah, yeah, same.
Because who else would have the knowledge of all of the people that was killed and where they're at and all that shit besides one person?
Yeah, well, there was three of them because
Yeah.
it was all linked up to Sam's boyfriend, Richie.
Yes.
You know, I knew it was the nerdy guy because he was just really sus and really quiet the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. He was soft.
Um, my sister picked the redhead chick that got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually faked to death, and I knew there was something weird about that fucking cop.
The first one that I had suspicions of was the cop.
Yeah.
And then that scene where they're in the that building that's dedicated to all the stab movies and all the killers and stuff.
Yeah.
That scene, they tried throwing you off guard by the cop lying about what's her name, the detective. She was the main star in Scream. What was it? 4?
Yeah. Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby. They tried to set off the red flag with Kirby by saying she's not still a detective when she actually is.
Yeah, they were trying to frame her saying that she's Ghostface because
Yeah.
she's the one that set up the whole trap
Yes.
thing. But then she didn't realize that the actual killers were in there.
I didn't expect going into this movie there to be 3 killers. Because
No.
typically there's 2. There is one movie where there was only 1 killer. I believe that was Scream 3.
Yes. I think it was. Wasn't it Billy Loomis's mom?
No, Billy Loomis's mom did not act alone. There was another killer. Which Scream was it that had only 1 killer? Somebody in the comments below or whatever, help me out if you're in the live comments. If not, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Wait, I'm just trying to think because there was Billy Loomis and Stu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scream 2 was the mum
Was the mom and
the other guy, Randy?
yeah.
Not Randy, the other guy. Can't remember his name.
I'm bad with names too. However, Scream 3 was the one with Roman Bridger.
Yes, the director of the stab movies. Yeah, the
Yes.
writer.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the only one to act alone, and they actually mentioned it in this movie in the scene where they were going through all the different masks that were left, and they're like, "Oh, how brave! He acted alone." That's kind of why you need to watch the other movies to enjoy this one, because they do leave masks from previous killers. They mention them. They joke a lot. This movie is a comedy as well as a slasher.
Well, they even keep the TV when Stu got his head smashed. Was it?
Yes, they killed one of the characters. Got killed by the same TV that killed Stu.
Yeah, or whether it was, and then, yeah, and I like how the mask aged as well.
Yes, wasn't the mask that the detective was wearing, well, the cop was wearing, wasn't that the mask of Billy Loomis?
I think so.
I believe no, it was the mask of Stu. I think because they wanted her to wear the mask of Billy.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to bring Stu back in this movie, but obviously, because there was rumors about saying that Stu was still alive, but it's officially that his character is dead.
How would he have survived that?
I don't know.
And more importantly, how would he survive that and everybody in the entire universe of Scream has him dead?
Yeah. I don't know. I reckon Randy is still alive, eh?
Randy could still be alive.
You know, and
also Gale Weathers survived in this movie, even though
that was insane. That scene that made me jump because her boyfriend gets attacked, but then me and my mate were talking about this, right? So how the fuck do a scrawny kid, because it wasn't the dad was in the park. How could a scrawny kid take down a muscly guy
and throw him?
And throw him and slit his throat or whatever. That didn't make sense, didn't it?
That didn't make sense at all. Because you are right. The cop was in the park and they were on their way.
Yeah.
Well, no, they weren't on their way. They stole the cop car, so he was stuck at the park without a vehicle. So how the fuck did which kid threw him?
I reckon I reckon I'd have to probably. I reckon it was the nerdy guy.
He must have been buff. Either that or both the kids were hiding and they both grabbed him and threw him.
Spoiler alert, it was just a stunt double. No.
Spoiler alert, there's a fourth one and we didn't know. How about that one? Quinn kills Gail's boyfriend. Quinn killed Gail's boyfriend.
But
So she threw
yeah.
that
I
big
call bullshit on that, man.
I
That's
call bullshit.
yeah. Me and my mate were talking about this because like he saw it too, not long after when I saw it. He said the first 45 minutes of the movie was great, and then it kind of slowly a little bit went downhill.
I agree with
Just a
that.
little bit, not that much.
No, I agree with that in a little bit of a way. This movie could have been a little bit shorter.
Yeah, it
about
did run on for 2 hours though.
How about that scene with fucking Ghostface with a shotgun?
Yeah, dude. That was a good. I like the angles and the way how it was filmed in that little grocery store.
Yeah.
And then the guy just opens the door and then like he says something, then he gets shot, and then like come on, he had a fucking shotgun for fuck's sake.
What I call bullshit on was before Ghostface got the shotgun, the guy at the counter was the one that had the shotgun, but all these people got in the way of got in the way of Ghostface to protect these two women after seeing one guy get his throat stabbed. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
They'd be running out of that place. I know I would. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but like each their own. Like you defend yourself. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But
yeah, same. Like if you see anyone that just stabbed a guy in the throat and then killed another guy and then grabbed the fucking shotgun, you think you would just run away straight away, right?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm out.
But no, they just want to be the hero.
I'm that guy in the horror movies, like in like shit like that. That I don't know if I'd survive, but I'd die running.
I don't know, but like
I'm a bitch. Like I ain't gonna lie.
And then like the train, the subway scene, how the child lost his friend in the fucking train, and she was surrounded by everybody who was wearing masks, and one of them was wearing a Michael Myers mask in the train. Have you seen? Did you see that?
I noticed that. Yes, I did.
And then she got stabbed, right? She got stabbed and get like left in the fucking train to bleed to death, and then like Chad finds her
She's
and
alive.
calls the paramedics. Like there's some scenes in that movie that did not make sense. Like Gail, I thought Gail was gonna get killed off.
Yeah, and then they say at the end of the movie that she's fine.
Yeah, because like then she gets shot. No, she got stabbed in the shoulder and then stabbed multiple times in the abs, right?
Yeah, and she lived. Fucking
yeah. But it's so funny because like I was just like, no. My sister's like, shh. I'm like, no, run.
Run.
Yeah, and it's so funny. My sister was like, God, fuck, man, Courtney Cox's face, she's just destroyed it with all that Botox. This is after when she got stabbed. And I'm like, sis, she just got stabbed.
See, I was told that Courtney Cox actually is very openly against Botox now because, like, she fucked herself up.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of glad that now because you could definitely tell it now that it's all gone and the face just looks a bit. But same with the Kirby chick too. She went all out with fucking Botox as well.
She looks good though, in my opinion.
Kinda, but her face looks like an egg.
As people get older, we tend to hate the fact that we're getting older, and I'm innocent of that. But you got to be accepting of that. Yeah, she got fillers removed. She regrets it.
Yeah,
but thank you.
Better without it.
Thank you, by the way, for tuning in, Carrington. And I know other people are tuning in, but they're not commenting, which is fine. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, everyone for listening. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button. Thank you for all of your support. Gorak.
Yeah.
There was one scene that I thought was I laughed. I laughed a little bit in the theater at this scene because it's a scene where the therapist is in his home.
Oh,
And
that scene. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
there's a knock on the door. Now, what had me laughing is if you listen to the TV as he's getting up to check the door, the guy in the horror movie or whatever he's watching is saying, "You're next, you're next, you're next," and like he's saying that kind of shit, and then the guy gets stabbed in the face and killed.
Wasn't that kind of funny how there was a scene in the movie where I think they were watching a movie and it was Jason Takes Over Manhattan.
Yep, Jason Takes Manhattan was actually playing on the TV in the background when what's his name, the first guy that died that was Ghostface.
Yeah, wasn't that funny? Because like Ghostface takes over Manhattan, and then like the movie that he was watching was Jason Takes Over Manhattan.
I think they should have done like a Ghostface Lost in New York kind of thing, like Home Alone.
I'm hoping they do like Ghostface X, like Jason X. Your face. I'm up for that, bro. And then like he'll have that titanium suit like what Jason had.
Mike has left the chat. Hear me out though. The one movie that should do the space thing, and we can get back into Scream after this. Halloween should go to space. Hear me out. Michael Myers' mask is a Captain Kirk mask. Have William Shatner play Michael Myers.
40 years later.
But with Scream 6, do you think there was anything lacking? Anything that could have been better?
The storyline could have been a little bit better in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
A little bit. I find that they give away like when you watch these movies, it's pretty easy to find out who's the fucking killer in these movies because you can just tell by like the body language and how they look and how they act. You know, this in Scream 5, I always thought that Sam's next door neighbor's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I thought because he acted a little bit sussed.
You know what's kind of interesting that I find, at least what I find interesting about Scream, when the first one came out and people watched it, they didn't know that they were actively looking to see who the killer was. They were just shocked at the end of the movie. This movie has slowly become for horror fans like Clue. We're watching these movies trying to guess who the killer is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit like that now. It's always been like that. Maybe like in the last since Scream 2,
after
like now.
Like during Scream 2, people were like, "Oh, who's the killer?" It's kind of fun, and now it kind of became like Clue instead of a horror movie. You're like, "Oh, who's the killer?" And you're like fucking locked in.
Well, it's like in Scream 5 how they had the gang together, and then they were like saying like in Randy's sister's house. And you could be the killer. And then you remember that scene in Scream 5? And then that blonde Wes is like to Dewey, like you could be the killer. He goes, why would I be the killer? Like I've been stabbed 5 times or whatever it was.
They did the same thing in this movie though, where they were all sitting there and they're like, all the suspects are the new people, and the new people were like, since we're suspects, you guys are suspects. And
yeah. I kind of wish they kept Dewey for this one. But I guess Scream 5 was like his final film because you did say he was going to retire from acting, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that he's retiring from acting though. But the thing with David Arquette is this man has done so much, not just for movies, but I don't think he gets enough credit for everything he's done for the sake of entertainment.
Yeah.
This man, now we're kind of getting off topic, but fuck it. This man starred in a movie in the 90s called Ready to Rumble.
Oh, yep. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, but yeah.
It's a movie about this pro wrestling fan played by David Arquette. Now, a lot of wrestling fans got pissed off because in 1999, during commercialization for the movie, they threw the World Heavyweight title belt on David Arquette, who was not a wrestler. Well, he got tired of being hated on for not being a wrestler, so he decided to actually legitimately become a wrestler somewhat in the last few, like 10, 15 years. And he got into a death match one time with a death match wrestler by the name of Nick Gage, and he damn near died. The guy took a light bulb and was like a fluorescent light tube,
Yeah.
and like doing, I forget what he was doing with it, but David Arquette decided to try to fight him, and it slit his artery, and he almost bled out during the match. But he continued wrestling.
That is completely. I think his death in Scream 5 was more terrifying.
It was. Well, the thing was, is they had a live crowd and shit, but he didn't actually end up slicing his artery, but he came very close.
Yeah. So he almost died
in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
He actually did a documentary about it, well, about his life called "You Can't Kill David Arquette" or some shit like that.
Ghostface, but in brackets, but Ghostface can.
But Ghostface can. But this movie I thought was great. Gale Weathers almost getting punched and ducking and then getting hit by the other girl was kind of funny.
Yeah. That was almost like a scene from Scream 2, was it? Or Scream 1?
David Arquette didn't only die in Scream 5, he also died in Buffy.
Oh, really? Wow.
But yeah, this was a great film in my opinion. It has its flaws, all movies do, but there is a fun note in this movie.
It got a really good it had actually done really well in the box office.
Here is a really fun note, a little fun side note. Gale Weathers, played by Courtney Cox, has been in all 6 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Roger L. Jackson, who is the famous voice of Ghostface, doesn't actually play him physically, but is the voice of Ghostface. Actually, and yes, Sidney did punch Gale in 2, I believe it was. Now, Roger has been voicing Ghostface this whole time, but not physically, just voicing him. Them two, even though they've been in all 6 movies, have never spoke together or spoke to each other
Until now.
Until now. And he actually talks about it in the movie. He's like, isn't it weird that we never spoke? I don't know why I've turned him into some kind of like weird character, but he says that in the movie. So yeah, like great little thing that happened. Do you think they should have killed off Gale Weathers or let her live until the next movie?
I reckon she will. I reckon my prediction for this one that I reckon Sam might become the killer next because she just has that instinct in her, and you see it in this film and the last film as well. I reckon Sidney will come back, but it probably won't. She won't come back to maybe the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Sidney will come back, but I honestly think this movie. I want this to happen, and I know Scream fans hate me for this. I want Scream 7 to be the last one.
Maybe
Here's why.
We never know.
Here's why. Have Gale Weathers be in it. She's been in all 7 of them at this point. Go out with a bang. Go out with her being the last original character to go. Her and let Nev ride into the fucking sunset. Let Sidney Prescott live.
Like Laurie Strode in Halloween Ends.
Yes.
That was horrible.
But yeah, like just let that happen. Or do the Rob Zombie take and let fucking Ghostface kill both of them and then
live happily and just live happy. But it did well.
And let Ghostface be revealed as Sam.
Maybe, yeah. But it did well with the ratings. Like it got 7.2 out of 10 in IMDb, 78% Rotten Tomatoes, and 61 Metacritic. So this was like pretty much similar to what the last film was.
That is amazing. No.
The box office was like 140 million.
Damn.
But John Wick in the first week, 153 million.
What was the budget of this movie? Do you know?
For Scream 6?
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
I believe it was like 30 million last time I checked, or something like that.
33 to 35 million, and the box office is 140 million.
Now, this movie, hear me out, Gorak. This movie kind of reminded me of Star Wars. Now, everything in my life is Star Wars. Hear me out, though. Sam is having that fight between good and evil from her father.
Yeah.
She's going to end up being the killer in the next movie. If not, then be unpredictable and let it be somebody that's really shocking.
I like how in all of these Scream movies, though, it's all family related.
Yep, bloodlines and all that shit from the previous movies.
Because in Scream 3 and Scream 4, it was Sidney Prescott's stepbrother and stepsister.
Yep. Sidney's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But would you classify Neve Campbell as the Scream Queen, but like for the early 90s?
Yes, she most definitely is.
And have Jamie Lee Curtis the OG Scream Queen of the 80s or 70s?
I don't know if she'd be the OG though, but she would be very close to the original.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was her niece.
It was her half brother and niece. It's all right. I get shit fucked up all the time. I get corrected, and
This one's like our This one's like our Wikipedia. We should pay her.
So what do you personally rank this movie, Grant?
I rank it like it was a good movie. The ending could have been a little bit better, but I like the end scene where when Sam kills the cop and the camera that was doing the full 360 motion. I thought that was pretty cool.
The line she said was kind of an oxymoron if you think about it. She's like, "My father was a killer. I'm different than him," as she's murdering the cop.
Oh yeah. I like the last line from Scream 5. How
you don't
she's
fuck
like
with the daughter of a serial killer.
That was the best line in the whole movie. In that, but the line that you just said for this one, it's a bit cheesy.
Yeah, it is
to say that while you fucking killing a cop.
You know what would have been really cool for the ending of this movie? If she removes the mask and it wasn't Sam.
Yeah.
If she fucking removes the mask, the big reveal, and it's fucking what's her name? Tara.
The midget.
No, Tara.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I give the movie like 8.5 out of 10.
Which is interesting watching this movie after the whole Wednesday thing, because she plays Wednesday in the TV series.
She's boosted her career up from this movie, man.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, Scream 5 was one of her first major roles, wasn't it?
Yeah, but she was in the TV show You.
Oh yeah, I never saw that. That's why.
As the younger sister of that chick that was dating the psycho dude.
Yeah, I've not seen You, so I'd have to watch that.
It's not too bad. I kind of lost track with it after the third season.
So
but,
what would you rank this?
8.5 out of 10.
I'd do 8.5 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, like I thought it was a good movie. I just kind of felt like the script writing for this was a little bit off in the last maybe 45 minutes of the movie or whatever.
What would you have done different, correct?
With the script?
Mm-hmm.
Bring Sidney Prescott back. Maybe try not to give away the killer who it is so easy.
Yeah.
But that's always going to be a bit hard too, you know that, right?
Yeah, because you have people like us that are like, who's the killer? Who's the killer?
Yeah. Or screaming at the fucking cinema fucking screen.
Did you know that Quinn faked her death, or did you start changing your mind on who the killer was at that point?
I actually thought she got killed.
So who
But
did you?
then my sister, she's so smart at doing these things. She goes like, when she walked in to when Chad and they were about to make out or whatever it is,
Mhm.
my sister's like, I bet you it's the redheaded girl. And I'm like, no.
Quinn's kind of a funny character in a way. She doesn't say things funny, but she's in some funny scenes. Like that one scene where she leaves the bedroom and they're like, "Is that John or whatever the other guy's name is?" And he's like, "Who the hell is John?"
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, um, like, do you have like a favorite kill scene in this movie? Because there's a few some really good kill scenes, like the scene at the beginning. The chick gets killed in the alleyway, and then the guy finds his friend in the fucking fridge.
Yeah, that was a crazy scene. Even though you don't see him get killed, but him finding his friend in the fridge, like Jeffrey Dahmer style, was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
My favorite kill scene when it comes to like intensity was when I forget her name, but that chick was on the ladder. She was damn near
Oh,
dead.
that made me fucking cringe, dude.
Yeah,
That was hard to watch because like she got stabbed right in the stomach.
she got stabbed. He turned the knife and then pulled up.
Oh, okay.
So she
And
was
then,
dead.
but fuck, man,
Anika
like
was her name.
that she was a lesbian one too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was dating. I'm awful with fucking names. She was dating that girl from the last movie.
Yeah, that's in this movie and survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, that watching that scene was kind of hard to watch because like you're wounded and you're
Yep.
trying to cross to the other side of the fucking ladder, and Ghostface is shaking it, and then like you see her head just smack on the fucking thing. It was
Well,
dating Mandy.
oh, by the way, her name is, I believe, Mindy. Yeah, she was dating
Yeah,
Mindy. She was on the ladder. She was pretty much dead anyway.
yeah.
She just got gutted. But she was crawling this ladder and that fucking flipping her off her, like you said, was, oh my God.
It was like when John Wick at John Wick 3, how he gets they're trying to shoot him off the building. He got shot, then he ran and jumped off from the jumped off from a fucking building and landed on a trash can.
Ooh.
And somehow survived.
Oh, by the way, a fun little note, Jasmine Brown, who plays Mindy, is actually a lesbian.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I did not know that. But yeah, she played her role well. That's kind of like, though, I'm used to people like, and nothing against like that. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I've seen so many times where like gay characters are played by straight people, which, why not have a gay actor or actress play them? But the one that always shocked me, not that it was made, not like it was that big of a deal, but it was very interesting how well he was an actor. Neil Patrick Harris played a womanizer in damn near everything he's been in. He played a man whore and everything, and he's openly gay.
Yeah.
And they actually touched that on Harold and Kumar because
Oh, really?
he comes out of the closet in one of the movies, and they're like, "How?" But yeah, like Scream 6 is amazing, guys. Go check it out. Is there anything you want to add, Greg?
In that movie, how the fuck did Chad still survive?
Chad, because
He's the new Dewey.
no, he did this at the end of the movie because they're the something four. I
He got
thought
stabbed 4 times because didn't he get stabbed twice or 3 times in the fifth one?
he got stabbed. Oh, you mean Dewey? Yeah, he got stabbed quite a few times. But I was talking about what was the nickname that Chad gave him?
Oh, yeah, it was something stupid, but
The something
yeah,
four.
Core 4, the Core 4.
Yeah, and he was laying there doing this, and the thing like, "How are you alive?" And he's like, which was kind of weird because I thought he was doing like a Four Horsemen kind of thing. Whoa! Like,
Yeah,
back in the '80s, Ric Flair shit.
yeah. But like, my I think my favorite kill scene was the opening scene was cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the professor,
That was fucking brutal.
but like, didn't that went straight through his mouth or nose or whatever it was?
Yes.
That
The
was just weird. That was a weird, like to kill somebody. Like you think you'll grab him and then maybe stab him in the forehead or something, but not right in the mouth.
the therapist was crazy.
Yeah, but I
Look,
like how Sam was getting noticed everywhere in public, and they were accusing her for being the killer.
yes, that was wild. People were calling her crazy, this crazy killer, whatever.
And
Um,
Tara, was it Tara was gonna get like sexually assaulted by that dude at the party, and Sam just tases him in the nuts.
yes, that was insane. He got tased in the nuts. We didn't see him at all the rest of the movie, but
Nah, he
holy,
got his nuts roasted. All right.
he got his nuts roasted, and then he got the shit beat out of him by Chad.
Yeah, yeah. But
What's
favorite
what?
character though.
Hold on one second before I go into favorite character. The saddest death in the movie, in my opinion, was Chad and what's her name? I'm fucking so horrible with this shit. Chad and Tara finally kissed and they were doing their thing, and then he gets stabbed to death.
Mm.
Now, my favorite
Well,
character,
sort of
sorry,
death. He didn't really die, but yeah,
he didn't
he
really
should have
die,
been dead.
but like that was sad in that part of the movie.
Yeah, I thought mine was Gail Weathers because I actually thought she was actually like, killed off.
I thought Chad was dead. He got stabbed like fucking so many times. He's like you said, the next Dewey. Who's your favorite character, as you were saying earlier? I'm sorry for
Um,
interrupting you.
I thought Gail Weathers because she's hot. No, um, because she doesn't have Botox anymore. Um, nah, I thought Sam's pretty good, man. Like her acting in this one and in the last one was really great. I kind
She,
of feel like she's improving this character a lot now. Like
I'm
it's
not
gonna
saying
build up.
I'm not saying she was bad in the last movie, but like you said, she has improved a lot as an actress.
Yeah, yeah. I think this was like one of her first major roles too.
I also find it interesting, and I know he was in the last movie too, but I love the fact we get to see Skeet again, who played Billy.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of cool though. Like, as like a little ghost, like reflection in the mirror.
You know who I think the killers in the next movie is going to be?
Who?
You're going to have Sam and then a relative of Stu, and have like Stu in it basically as the same thing that Sam has, like some kind of vision.
Maybe, maybe.
We're gonna have like a coming of the moment Star Wars moment in the next movie where Sam goes to the dark side.
Yeah.
Fucking
You
put
know,
on the ghost face mask.
yeah. But there's another scene that didn't really make sense, right? Where did when Kirby got shot, like, and Sam went to pick up the gun or whatever, like, where was that gun at?
Maybe in her pocket. I don't know.
Because it was just randomly on the floor.
But there was a lot of guns though in that scene, so it might have.
Yeah, yeah. That was,
Because
I don't know. There's some scenes that's just like, nah, that didn't make sense.
Kirby had a gun and went to shoot the cop and got shot instead.
Yeah.
Dude, I should do this with my hair. I should do like the nothing contagious. You push it. I think that's a look.
Yeah.
Do like the Static X shit. But anyway,
Coheed X.
Coheed X.
Yeah, it's Coheed and Canberra who slash the Static X.
You could have been all I wanted. So, Gorak, before we wrap this up, what are we doing next week?
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear, motherfuckers.
Another fucking great movie this year, man. I fucking love that movie. That movie. The opening scene made me fucking laugh.
The whole movie's crazy, but we can talk about that next week.
But I wish they went with this poster.
Dude, that's a damn good one. They should have did like the Home Alone Lost in New York poster. I'm gonna make one. But Gorak, Monday, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. We'll find something.
We're just gonna have a random discussion Monday.
Let's just speak to a random hobo on the street.
Let's do it.
Anyway, I'll bring my laptop and podcast setup and put it in my backpack.
Anyway, guys, love y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Go follow Gorak and me on social media. Gorak,
yes, my Instagram is back, people.
It's back, and he's back on Facebook. What did you do with all that Bitcoin money?
Oh, I spent it on that car, man. I couldn't go to Knotfest. I missed out on Knotfest on the weekend. It's so funny. My friends went to the Slipknot concert because I'm on them off. Spirit Box was there. They're my new favorite band. They're from Canada. I thought they're from Australia, but they're from Canada. Parkway Drive was there. Amon Amarth, Bad Omens were there. And it's so funny. I'm like, oh, I said to one of my good friends, I'm like, oh, how was Knotfest? She goes, yeah, it was awesome. Like, where were you? And like, I couldn't make it. Tickets sold out. And I totally forgot about it and had to work. Goes, you didn't have enough Bitcoin, didn't you? I'm like, nah.
Not enough Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So what the hell is going on with Knotfest though? Because I see there's like this year, are they like touring it or some shit?
Yeah. I think the Australian Knotfest is finished now.
Because they have Finland Knotfest, which was August 12th and August 13th. And then they have Argentina Knotfest, which was December 8th, 13th, and 15th. Then they had Colombia Knotfest, which was December 9th. Then they had Chile, which was December 11th. Brazil, which was December 18th. Australia, which is March 24th through the 26th. Like each area gets either 1 or 2 days of a festival.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
That is cool. I wish Ozfest would have done that. Instead of like,
I think there was rumor that Ozfest was supposed to come to Australia.
There is rumors. Take this with a grain of salt, but there is rumors that Ozzy Osbourne is going to be headlining a festival in the United
States
with AC/DC and I forget who else.
Yeah, I saw that today, actually on Facey.
I forget where I saw it and what the festival was, but I saw Power Trip Festival. It's supposed to feature Ozzy Osbourne, AC/DC, Metallica, Iron Maiden, and Tool.
That'd be cool.
Which Ozzy already has been teasing it himself. So Ozzy, AC/DC, Metallica, Iron Maiden, and Tool all posted the same fucking video.
Mm-hmm. I heard there's truth about why Mick Mars left Motley Crue.
He didn't like the backing tracks, is what I heard.
That's what I've heard too. I think they're covering it up with his illness. I think it's bullshit.
Why doesn't Mick Mars finally release that solo album he's been working on for 15 years?
I don't know.
He's went through 2 different vocalists on this project, and it still ain't released yet.
There's probably still unfinished mixing, maybe?
Because he had John Crosby originally. John ended up leaving the project, and I forget who the last singer he had on it was. But guys, this was Scream 6. Go check out the movie. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. Hit that like button. Follow us on all social media. Gorak, I will see you Monday, my friend.
Yeah.
Woo!